łudzinika.
Welcome back, guys, to the SSL Losers Bracket Round 2. For you guys who are joining us a little bit late, we've already had one series. If you wanted to watch a live versus ByuN, you missed it. A live 1-2-0.
In about 10 minutes time.
Yeah, 2 all-ins. Really interesting play there. Said he learned it from a Terran practice partner in his house that did not want to be named, so the mystery will remain until maybe he tells us in the future. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at these players that are playing up next. Now, Hurricane used to be known as Tier, one of the best GSTL Protosses of all time in individual leagues. He has found himself with very limited success. He did, end up playing against Sulky, in fact, in Code A. But his opponent is who everyone else is talking about. ByuN just dropped out of, he lost IEM Taipei in the finals to SOS. Then he came back the next day. And the same day he landed, he played in Star League and lost, and the next day he played in GSL and lost. So he's on a bit of a losing streak. But he looks very handsome, actually, in this photo that we've gotten of him.
Yeah, looking good. A little bit of stubble in there, you know. And it is going to be a PVT. We are going to have that that pretty cool map that everybody loves, Olrena in the number 2 spot there. So definitely will get played.
Hurricane having suicidal thoughts in his graphic there as well. Hurricane's one of the more emotional players who, when he's on a winning streak, does well, but when he's on a losing streak, seems to get a bit angry. I thought we were jumping to a little interview clip maybe, but it looks like we are not going to have one today.
Yeah, because it's taken a little bit too long today, Wolf. You know, we can't have those interviews. It's already taken 10 minutes, so you know how that is, Wolf.
Yeah, it just took a bit too long there. So Hurricane lost his match last time to Stats in a Protoss versus Protoss, and ByuN. I'm drawing a blank on who he lost to, but it was in that.
Was it Hurricane that lost to him or Patience?
Oh, that's right. It was Patience.
Yeah, it was Patience. I'm not sure exactly who Hurricane lost to, though.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I was thinking of I think a different Protoss versus Protoss entirely. I think that Protoss versus Protoss Hurricane lost to. Oh, I can't. I can't. I think it was Hero.
I'm drawing a blank.
I think it was
here
Hero.
well.
I think it might have been Hero. Anyway, there's a lot of Korean StarCraft 2 going on, and I have been watching all of it that I'm not commentating, so like my brain does get foggy on these things sometimes.
Of course, the caster curse, if you will. Either way, it is Hurricane versus ByuN this time. That's the matchup that does matter. It's going to be match number 2.
Hurricane changing his emblem to an actual Hurricane logo, like the logo that they use on like Stormwatch, on the Doppler radars, on the Weather Channel. So that's pretty cool.
I think that should have happened a while ago, but either way, does make sense for Hurricane. And the first map here, guys, is going to be Orbital Shipyard, so the game has been loaded up. Let's jump into it right now. Map number 1 here, Orbital Shipyard. And down in the bottom left in the red, our Protoss player. It is Hurricane.
And his opponent to the top right in blue, a big fan favorite in this tournament, it is ByuN. Didn't play offline for years. Literally years.
Terran Power!
Terran Power, that's right. We'll see if
Speaking the truth.
See if Terran can overcome the Adept as well as the Protoss race in this series.
They overcame the Zergling in series number 1. Now they have to overcome the Adept. For some reason, the Adept is the basic unit instead of the Zealot. just because of how strong it is.
Yeah. But ByuN, he's said to be locked away in Kespa jail for a while, and then suddenly was winning every Alima League and a few other online tournaments he was playing in, and then he qualified for both GSL and SSL, and people were wondering if he was really going to show, and not only has he shown, he's performed very well.
Yeah, man. Well, what do you think about what do you do in jail? What do you have time for? You train.
You train.
You lift weights, but theoretically in Kespa jail, you would be playing Starcraft, so maybe that's what he's been doing. He hasn't been competing per se, but he's been playing games in a more relaxed manner, just preparing a bit, and then once he was ready, he's come out of that jail.
Rumor has it in Kespa jail, you're forced to load up a copy of Brood War. Now, when you load the Brood War, it's on Icy Cup too, so you're like, okay, I'm just going to beat all these American dudes. This would be a fun practice. You get really excited. But when you go and click the join game button, it only loads the Zergling-bound UMS map. And, you close it, you refresh it, you close it, you refresh it, and then it has a black screen bug that always happens to Brood War, and you're like, okay, so you wait like 10 more minutes, you alt-tab, you close the game, you load up again, and then you press join, it's only Zergling-bound maps, and that's really what Kespa Jail is. You just have to play Zergling-bound maps until you're freed.
That sounds really awful. I'm glad that ByuN has joined us in the real world once again, where he can really put his skills to the test, I suppose.
Yeah, he's playing a pretty quick stim build, actually, this game, and is getting out a Widowmine for safety. And Hurricane is going, as is the normal way of Protoss things, into a Twilight Council and a faster Robo. Warp Prism, the most common opener in this matchup, whether you're going to go for DTs or you're going to go for Adept attack speed, or even if you're going to go for Blink, you're still going to harass with the Warp Prism and Adepts because it's really strong.
Yeah, I mean, once they made it so it could pick things up from a really, really long distance, it made it really safe, and in turn got a lot more strong. It looks like it is going to be a Dark Shrine, though, pretty fast after that Twilight Council, so may do a bit of harass with the depths, and then go for a DT drop.
This scan literally tells him nothing, because as I was saying just moments before, every Protoss opens Warp Prism anyways. If you see a Robo, you're like, okay, that's like seeing a Nexus. You're like, oh yeah, he didn't spawn his Zerg. Okay, so now what? So he's basically going to have to, with the limited information, make a choice. Does he want to blind, be safe with blindly by making turrets and saving scans, and keeping his Widow Mines in the right place, or is he just going to play greedy? And here comes the dropship into the main base. It's just going to be Adepts this time. And he's not even going to try it.
Yeah, not even going to drop him out. Maybe been able to get a couple of hits there, but just decides to be safe rather than sorry. Sees the stim there, may think it's about to finish. Ooh, he's going to drop it here. Definitely a more dangerous location there, Hurricane. Not sure about that one. They just want to poke the front, but it looks like he's just going to back off for now. Yeah,
he almost sniped a Marine. Looks like he's just going to do a triple DT warp in. No turrets. The eBay finished. He starts +1, but he's got no turrets. And I don't think he actually has a scan. He's got one scan in a second. It's not ready yet. And these DTs are going to be split into 3 locations. ByuN is in trouble. Uh-oh, 2 DTs in the same spot. He could have actually denied that, but he's panicking a little bit here, now going for the DT in the main. Where's the scan? He has one, but he's saving it.
Yeah, there it is. Unfortunately, he has to use it on the 1 DT. 2 of them still remain. And they're getting a bit of damage done. I love the fact that he's pulled all of his SCVs to 1 location. Oh, he's going to try to snipe that Warp Prism. He does get it.
1 still comes out, though. Now, even though the main base has that turret up now, in fact, 2 turrets, he's losing mining at his natural, and there's 3 DTs in here, killing reactors now, and he might even lose his +1. He certainly will.
Oh, and he doesn't cancel it either. It does get denied. So pretty unfortunate there. He's got a reactor burning down.
Oh, man, lost his other reactor. Now, he's going to lose that reactor on his starport, which means he's going to lose a Liberator in production. I got to tell you guys, this is looking pretty terrible for ByuN, because Hurricane has 3 Nexi. He's making another Warp Prism so he can continue the harass.
That was so cute. The second the Terran army was out of position, he pokes in, gets 1 SCV, and moves out. And then he's out of the vision of the detection. So really nicely done here by Hurricane. He's definitely prepared a nice build. For ByuN.
He's going to see these drops coming across the map as well. A turret is planted here with another scan, but this Dark Templar might go straight for it. Might literally just walk right into it. Okay, there's a few Stalkers here. Blink is done, and these drops should be shut down if Hurricane sees them.
Yeah, ByuN's just going to choose not to go for that. Now the DT getting to work on some Marines. Nice control there by Hurricane, is still paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, the DT can one-shot a Marine if combat shields aren't done yet. It's one of the best targets you can go for when you're in a situation like this. Okay, looks like he's going to walk into that turret range this time, but that DT got like 13 kills on its own. 20 supply up, no third CC in place here for ByuN. And this couldn't be a better position for Hurricane.
Yeah, doing a really nice job. He's now getting the adept attack speed on the way. He's got that third base miles ahead of ByuN here. And it looks like he's going to drop while poking the front at the same time. I really like this. Just going to continue to keep ByuN inside of his base and scared while he gets a massive economy back at home.
Looks like he's just going to go for pressure with Blink Stalkers and Adepts. He's getting that Resonating Glaive upgrade right now. He's just going to keep ByuN on 2 bases. Nice scan here to eliminate that Observer, but that's one less scan for DTs should the need arise. He won't be able to end the game here, but he can continue to deny that third base.
Yeah, looks like he's going to back off now. Just wants to play it a bit safe here. He saw those Liberators. He's like, not really going to ever be able to blink under those, and he's going to slowly push out anyway. Looks like he's also thinking about a 4th base in the meantime, which would just be a bit overkill at this point. If he knows that ByuN is on 2 base, I think all he has to do here is defend.
I think you're right. I think like double expanding here is going a bit too far, especially with all the dropships that are out, and the Marine army is still quite tough.
This is still so funny, though. He had an Observer in a perfect place to see when that army was moving out, and he, at the same time, moved in with the dropship with that Warp Prism into the back door, and he's just keeping that army at home. Yeah. It's like, if you want to attack me, you're going to lose a lot. So beware, be careful here.
Very fancy micro we're seeing from Hurricane this game, where he's trying to snipe Marines with Adepts and a Prism and using those Blink Stalkers, but he's just trying to get further and further ahead, and who can blame him for that? He's going to drop these DTs in here again to try to snipe this this depot. May end up losing the Prism this time. Looks like the Liberators turn around a bit too soon.
Yeah, just give up on that one. And in fact, Hurricane is going to take a 4th base. ByuN has not even made a 3rd command center. So he is all in from here. He wants to kill Hurricane before he can get too many bases up.
The thing is, even forcing a cancel on this 4th base isn't enough. He needs more than that. He needs to crush the army.
Yeah, he has to kill this army. He's kind of gotten it cornered here, but I'm not even sure if ByuN's army can kill this.
Well, it's going to be tough. He doesn't really have many upgrades, and here come a bunch of DTs, and he just used his scans earlier. Now targeting down the Liberators while he moves out of the range of those DTs. Then he scans, but it's too late. A blink forward, and this should actually be enough to crush ByuN's army.
Yeah, he's just got enough here. 2 Archons in the back as well, morphing. ByuN just desperately trying to micro here, but every stim doesn't really help him out. So many Blink Stalkers for the chase as well. Looks like Hurricane's going to back off a bit. Let ByuN chase. Wait for another warp in.
Yep, he's going full Adept here, and he's got the attack speed upgrade. His 1-1 upgrades have finished. He starts 2-2 immediately. Hurricane is playing a good game. He knows he got ahead with a little cheesy move, but he's never, ever, ever going to give ByuN an edge in this game, and never an opportunity to come back. Just going to actually teleport on top of these Widow Mines, and this could be a disaster.
Well, nice little split there. It does take a bit of damage, and ByuN is far away from those Widow Mines, but just overpowering economy right now, getting that early lead, and GG!
GG.
Hurricane takes game number 1.
I saw in those last engagements, it almost looked like maybe ByuN could hold because he has this large bio, but with no upgrades versus these Archons that are tanking, the second you start shooting at the Archons, the Adepts close in, and they've got their attack speed, and it was just a lose-lose situation from there. I mean, he essentially lost the game when 5 DTs got in his base and he didn't have a single turret. No god of StarCraft, not the best player to have ever lived. Even if StarCraft 2 goes on to 2020, the best player is the best player in the world then would not have been able to micro his way out of that one.
Maybe like Marine King in his prime, no pun there. Or maybe like TY, another guy who's very good at stopping cheesy kind of stuff.
Well, TY would have had turrets up, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he would have been a bit safer.
But if you play that greedy and you scan and you don't see anything, and you have an eBay but you don't save scans or make turrets, I mean, this is a really meta and popular build right now. He gets a 3rd base and kills everything you have, and kills your reactors, and kills your depots, and then starts killing your Marines. You might as well type GG there. So Ol Arena is going to be our second map. No doubt